Hey everybody, now the World Cup brackets are official for the knockout stages starting tomorrow. I just want to go over real quick and give you a couple of my picks and odds wise and whatnot. A couple of my thoughts. Try to go through quick. Only got three things to show you, but anyway, so the brackets basically here: Netherlands versus USA, Argentina versus Australia. The winners match up in the quarterfinals. Japan, Croatia, Brazil, South Korea. Winners match up in the quarterfinals, and out of that comes the semis. England, Senegal. Winner of that plays the winner of France, Poland. Morocco, Spain. Winner of that plays the winner of Portugal, Switzerland. So the favorites basically from each group are Argentina, Brazil, Spain, and France. Although favorites don't always come out in the World Cup, even though it seems like right now, certain teams are dominant or likely to be. As far as the games tomorrow, I went over them, and here's my picks basically. The green ones I would say are the best picks. The yellow ones are more maybe a little underdog or for fun in the case of a couple of them. But the Netherlands to advance over the United States. That means counting. This is regular time. This is advance period because it's a knockout. So there will be penalties. Well, there will be extra time and penalties if it goes. I'm a USA fan, but Pulisic's hurt. He's not going to play the full game. Josh Sargent's out. Netherlands is sort of under the radar, playing well. So minus 215 looks a little low on that. Croatia over Japan. I don't understand why this spread has them even. Croatia's made the final game, I think, last World Cup. They're playing really well. They're very experienced. They sort of know how to win. Getting over even money to win in regular time. Also, Portugal over Switzerland. Portugal's looked better than I expected this tournament. I haven't watched a ton of Switzerland, but minus 225 to advance. Anytime, that could be Ronaldo with a penalty kick, something like that. Penaldo, as they call them. And the over-unders, I actually looked at just kind of like goals scored and goals against for all the teams. And, goals allowed and goals scored. And goals differential. The Netherlands and USA both haven't hardly allowed any goals. So going for that under 2.5 goals, and this is regular time. So, 2-0, 1-1, 1-0 type thing. Minus 170, that looks like a good one. And actually England and Senegal. Now England and Spain, their goal totals were boosted by, I think a big blowout in the first match, both of them. But nonetheless, Senegal's actually scored goals too. So I like that one over 2.5 for 130, plus 130. And I'm using DraftKings Sportsbook odds. I actually can't bet on that one because it's not legal in my state. And, around the world you may have different odds setups, but I actually have to use Bovada if I want to wager on sporting events. And, I did kind of give over-under picks on a lot of my fantasy football ones this year. I feel like a lot of them have been pretty good. I have to go back and look and see what percentage, but for fun, I guess, or these are sort of impulse ones, but, Argentina, Australia over 2.5 could easily happen. France, Poland over 2.5 could easily happen. And Brazil over Korea over 2.5. So, I kind of like all those, but sometimes I feel like when I bet the overs on these big name teams, they don't always come in soccer, football. Also, upset alert ones, I would say. Senegal advancing, not regular time, over England, plus 300. England, I love England. They're my second favorite team behind the U.S., and I know them really well. But and they played great in the last, the Euros. But number one, they always get knocked out on penalties. And if the last Euro didn't break it, this tournament will not break it. He brought in Saka and I forgot who else off the bench and kicked. It was just horrible. And so if it goes to extra time, goes to penalties, they will lose, and that's always a possibility. And Senegal is playing really well without Sadio Mane, and they're very physical. England, if you had asked me 6 months ago, I would have been like, yeah, they're going to make it to the finals. But they're missing key players on defense. Harry Kane looks a little slow and banged up. The midfielders look a little slow, quite honestly. And Southgate's selection of the attackers isn't sort of set in stone. Like everybody thinks, oh, now it should be Rashford and Foden, but he may well come out with Sterling and Saka again type thing. And Senegal has some of the athletic ability to match up with England. So plus 300 to win anytime if you want a long shot. Also Morocco to beat Spain. Now Spain was one of my teams that I watched and said, wow, they're going to be one of the ones to win it. But I can also see them being one of the ones to get knocked out right away. Morocco is better than people realize, and the tournament being in the Middle East does play into that. If you go back and look at like the South Korea one, Japan, I believe South Korea made the final four. I have to double check, but that does give them a little, and also some of the more exotic teams in general who are from that, I shouldn't say exotic, but from that area of the world sometimes perform better. So to win any time, 285. But actually, this is why you have to look at the different odds on these sports books, because they actually had better odds of them going to the quarterfinal, which is the same as them winning the game. So that was plus 330. So that's just a long shot one. All right, and then the only other one I wanted to show was some tourney odds. Remember, I showed you the bracket. Now, the odds on winning and stuff, some of these odds aren't really very good, to be honest with you, but I see one of these four teams winning it. I'm not saying all four are going to make the semis, but I'm fairly confident that one of these four teams will win it. So you can get 5 to 1 on France, 6.5 to 1 on Spain, even 2.25 on Brazil, and 4.5 to Argentina. Argentina's turned it around, and they have a fairly easy route to the semis. I wouldn't have had them on there, but and possibly I just can't do it with England. Then as far as semis, the odds are low on that type of thing and getting out of the groups and stuff, but some of the ones that are a little bit better odds, if you want to go for something a little off the main path and get a little bit above even money, Portugal 160, Croatia 350, Netherlands 200 or 2 to 1 basically, and Morocco basically 14 to 1. I could see those as being semi-surprises to come out of their quarters of the bracket, so to speak. Then I was looking at like winner, top goal scorer. They have that odds, and I sort of think you have to go. I mean, it doesn't always happen this way, but you sort of have to go with the team and then the goal scorer from that. It doesn't always happen that way, but now Brazil, the problem is Neymar. You don't know when he's coming back and if he is and who's going to get the goals. Sort of the same thing with Argentina. You could say Messi or, I mean, they haven't really been consistent, but I think with Spain, Morata has been coming in. And he was picked as one of the top goal scorer guys when I looked at the odds before the tournament. And people were sleeping on him. I wish I had taken him more in like So Rare and whatnot. But Spain winning with Morata top goal scorer in the whole tournament is 22 to 1. France winning with Mbappe being the top goal scorer in the tournament is 9 to 1, which is sort of surprisingly high to me. If France does win, you would expect it to be him, possibly Griezmann, but it doesn't have to come from the same team. And then most assists in the whole tournament. Messi 10 to 1. Now, Jordi Alba is a defender on Spain and Hernandez is a defender on France. So you're going to want to double check if they're taking free kicks and corners because it appears they are. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. So double check that because they both have a lot of assists so far. And they're, again, from these top teams, so they're going to get more games if their team does well. So Alba in Spain 16 to 1, Hernandez on France 21. They both have a lot of assists so far. Harry Kane's actually leading it in assists. So right now. And then these are sort of for fun on the games, the knockout games. Match goal score, scoring a goal in the match. These are ones that just sort of for fun because a lot of the odds are really low on these as well. But Lewandowski, he just got his first Poland goal last game. Was very emotional. Wouldn't be surprised to see him bang one in this game. But the odds, the only way to get decent odds would be like to pick him for first or last goal of the game at 8 to 1. Van Dijk, always set piece dangerous, 9 to 1 against the U.S. to score any time. Maguire from England, he probably should be worse odds than that, but he's been one of their best players off a corner, type thing, 10 to 1 anytime, or for set pieces. And then Son Heung-min, Korea, anytime goal or first goal, 12 to 1, last goal, 12 to 1, just players that, I know and then some of them might want to root for type thing. All right, that's it. Go USA. And hope you have good luck, good fortune with your World Cup, whatever, who you're rooting for or fantasy or wagering or anything like that. All right, talk to you later.